7 minutes, 15 seconds.
Hey y'all, let me get my truck here so I can make a video for you. Let me get my truck here so I can make a video for you. It is Friday evening. I don't want to put my seatbelt on, I ain't going anywhere. There's nobody else home. I'm just getting in my truck because this is like the format, right, for drama. This is the format. So apparently I got under Ray's skin a little bit with the last video. And the reason why I talked about him indirectly, because he's been talking about me indirectly. And before you say he wasn't, and like, I don't want to make this content on here, and if I don't defend myself or I don't, defend me, I mean, who else is going to? Because his comments are just an echo chamber, a bunch of dudes that don't know no better, and they're just like, just right on that hog, you know what I mean? So 3 weeks ago, there was a video. 3 weeks ago, right after that video, 2 weeks ago, there was another video where there's some, he's talking about me in those videos, and I know he is, am I in the wrong business? I need to be in the Christian fly business. What are you gonna do now? Sit around and watch TV? And make no mistake, it's all about the equipment. 11 days ago. That's 3 videos, by the way, okay? 5 days ago, there was a video made, again, indirectly, about me. A lot of it. And then 21 hours ago, he posted 2 videos, dude. This dude just can't get enough of OJ over here, dude, and just can't get enough of it. So we're going to play it just like he does here in his video.
Just buy equipment. Don't spend on nothing else. Buy equipment that you don't have jobs for.
This dude will watch my video and listen to it and make a video about it. Oh, I love it, dude. It's so funny. Like, dude cannot stand it. Which way does this go here? All right, that's better. I don't have to hold you guys. So let's respond to this. Let's just show my viewers like what I'm putting up with. This is just one of the dudes. Most of the other ones they're just going their own way. They don't care what other people say, and they're just doing their thing. This guy, he cannot stop watching me, which that's fine if he wants to watch me, but then he makes content about it. And it's like, what the heck? And then you got guys in his comment here just sucking that big hog. This comment leaver guy is the biggest hog sucker there is. This dude right here, he said, oh, he removed my comment, I see. I wonder how long it's going to take before Simpleton Clown stops indirectly coming at you. I did comment on that, and I said, when Little Dick Ray stops indirectly making content about me, and I had not been coming at him at all. He wouldn't even respond until now. And well, enough's enough. So Simpleton Clown over here too. That's this Simpleton Clown. That's the true clown. Cannot stand it that I've done what I've said and I'm getting where I'm going. Year 2 is about to hit different. So listen to this. Dude's got his arms crossed.
In my life, I've ever bought equipment with no jobs for it. Not ever. Okay, in the off season, what was I gonna do? So I buy.
Got his arms crossed. Look at him.
I bought a stump grinder, but I didn't go out and just buy a stump grinder. I already had, because I'm in the lawn maintenance world. I'm already going to the customers during the summer. I'm thinking, okay, at the end of the summer, I'm going to have a chunk of money.
Yeah.
And so what I need to do,
I need to buy equipment.
Figure out what are people willing to pay for. At first, it was grinding stumps. Oh yeah, I'll grind them 2 stumps. Let's let the mowing season slow down, and I'll grind the stumps.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got to the end of the summer, this is marketing 101, young buck.
Is it, young buck, old buck? Is it marketing? No, it's not marketing 101. All you're doing is upselling your current customer base. That's what you're supposed to do. That's not marketing. That's called sales. Okay?
By the time I got to the end of the summer, I had, $12,000 worth of stump grinding work from my regular customers.
Nice. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to upsell your current customer base.
Yeah. As soon as the lawn's mowing slowed down, I went to looking for a stump grinder. I bought a used one.
So why didn't you just... Jesus, this guy. So he's saying that he had $12,000 worth of stump grinding work lined up, so he went and bought a stump grinder. Now, if this was true, great. But here's the thing. What did he do after he did that $12,000 worth of work? Did the stump grinder just set to the side? You know, why not market that service to repeat customers and then market it on Facebook? You know what I mean? But whatever.
And I bought a used...
He's showing a clip from 2019.
The man lift. I had over $10,000 worth of work lined up before I bought the man lift.
Okay, how much was the man lift? Did you just stop at $10,000 before you bought the man lift? This guy doesn't understand, and he's completely missing the point of what I was saying in my 2026 lawn care business video where I just started rambling because we were driving around. He's completely missing the point. The point is you cannot start a brand new, no customers lawn care business today and not spend any money on marketing and just buy equipment. You can't do it. How long had you been in business? How long had you been in business when you did this right here? Look there, it says 2019, and you said you started in what, 2008? So this has been 11 years of you being in business, buying a skid steer for, what'd you say, $15,000? This same skid steer today, guarantee you would spend $40K, $30 to $40K used. Okay? And the ones that are $15K today, my buddy, matter of fact, went and bought one. Turned out it was stolen, and then he was out, whatever it was, $18,000. Okay? You can't get stuff this cheap anymore. This is what this dense dude doesn't understand. After 2020, everything quadrupled in price across the board for everything. And this, I better not say the word, this guy, before I get banned on YouTube, doesn't correlate that times are different. It's 2026. You can't start a brand new lawn care business and just get $12,000 worth of stump grinding work with no marketing spend. You can't just get 80 lawns with no marketing spend. You cannot get 137 Christmas light customers with no marketing spend. This guy doesn't get it. And I've hurt his little ego, and now he's made 2 videos basically with all his commenters in his chat just, you know, just that cranking that hog, dude.
It was commercial grade. I paid $7,000 for it.
Let's hear it.
I paid $7,000 for it. I made 13 with it within the first 4 or 5 months.
Did you? 4 or 5 months. You made whoa now. You made 13 grand in 4 or 5 months. All right, let's divide that out. 13,000 divided by, let's say it was 5 months. Probably more like 8, but we'll say. So you made $2,600 a month is what you're saying by buying that piece of equipment. Well, how did you get that work? Oh, wait, you've been in business for 11 years at that point. The dot-com bubble was in the 2000s, then you had the crash of 08, and then we've yet to crash since then, and you've been just mowing yards since then. So yeah, you've got work built up. This guy doesn't understand my point. This will be my second mowing season. Not my second year in business, by the way. I guess I need to post a clip of pressure washing or something. to make people believe it. Freaking stupid when I have a channel documented everything, my journey the whole time. Anyway.
They probably another 30 stump grinders paid for.
Okay.
So after the stump grinder came.
Okay. Stump grinders paid for. All right. What'd it do? Did it just sit there and then you went and got a skid steer? All right. What'd it do? Did it just sit there or did you try to get work for it?
Okay. Well, after the stump grinder,
by the way, getting equipment back then that is double the price now. This guy can't understand he had work from customers he had built up in a time where now everything is going digital. It's just a completely different landscape. This is what I've been saying, man. You have $16,000 zero turns now. They're not $9,000. They're not $10,000. You know what I'm saying? You've got trailers tripled in price since mid-2000s. These guys can't understand, and this dude cannot understand what I meant by I wish that people like him could restart, move to a completely different state across the country and start a lawn care business and tell me that they're going to be able to do what he's saying. No marketing, no spending money on marketing, just buy equipment you need as you go. Now, here's what I'll say. You can, UCAN, buy a push mower, keep your full-time job, or already have a zero turn if you have a property, and you can let your friends and family know. You can post for free, no marketing spend, and you can get, 4 to, we'll say, 8 yards to do in the evenings. You know what I'm saying? That's possible, but it's not become number one in the area online. It's not be top of mind brand-wise. It's not doing all the things to be number one in year 2 and get that influx because you paid the cost of admission in year 1 to be at the top of the list when people search for lawn care landscaping in your area without spending money in year 2 to do that. Before, in year 1, I had to spend Google ad money to do that. Now I don't have to, but I can. And we're going to see come March how good that is. I'm already seeing people call me right now for lawn care services, and I've been sending out quotes as well as permanent light installations by being number one and them just going on my website and seeing what I offer. It's already happening in January. And this guy doesn't understand that. This dude probably doesn't even have a website. His freaking lawn care name is Ray Ray's Lawn and Landscape. I mean, come on. I would look at that and be like, well, this guy's some country bumpkin. I'm not going to hire that guy. But at the end of the day, he's the cheap guy, man. He is the cheap guy. This dude took down like 4 trees for $3,400? Are you serious? The tree companies around here, to remove that tree, or that tree, would easily be over $10K, especially that one in my front yard and those 2 in their front yard. The ones across the road with less branches and just pretty much tall, that would at least be $7,000, $7,500. And it comes back to location dependent, I guess, but I guarantee I call down there, I send them a picture of that tree, and they're not going to be, one tree, that right there, they're not going to be at $3,400. They're going to be at least $5,000 or more. $6,000. He's the cheap guy, and then he complains about the cheap customer that doesn't want to, starts taking services off and making videos about that, and then makes videos about me because it's like he's getting hit in the ego, but then he goes and he wastes money on a hot tub and then complains about the electrician wanting to charge $1,700 for something that's a skilled trade. It's not lawn and landscape. You actually have to go through an apprenticeship and all that good stuff for it. And this dude's complaining about $1,700. But wait a minute. Hey, this guy makes $20K a month, right? You know what I'm saying?
The Bobcat T190. I already had it at least $12,000 or $13,000 worth of work, man.
Okay, you already had work. How'd you get the work? You see what I'm saying? You've been in business at that point in time for 11 years. I'm going into year 2, my man. Or does that not? Oh, and at a time, let's go back, at a time where stuff was cheaper, you bought that. Okay, let's continue.
No, with my Bobcat T190, and I'm talking about it before I bought the Bobcat. Right, I started doing YouTube right around the time I bought the Bobcat. I paid $20,000 cash money for it. Straight up, cash money. I wasn't trying to finance nothing. I just bought a machine to make my life easier, to make it where I can make it through the winter and learn to be a little bit more than what I was yesterday.
This dude's like this.
So, as far as buying equipment and then hoping you get work for it, I was already halfway there before I ever even bought the equipment, dude. You don't know nothing about that, see? You're not, how could you?
I have been subcontracting stumps to my buddy this past year, getting work for it by paying for marketing. They wouldn't call me for stump grinding. They was calling me for lawn care. But I was still able to sub out stump grinding and make $1 off of them without doing the work. Did you have to do that? No, you had to go buy a freaking $10,000, $13,000 piece of equipment to do that. You don't even know what subcontracting is. Apparently, if I know that I'm not going to have 2 weeks worth of work lined up for a specific service, what is the point of going and buying a piece of equipment? Why would I not just rent one or sub it out and make money off of it? Why do you have to buy equipment? Why do you have to buy equipment when you've got a few jobs lined up? But then again, how'd you get those jobs? Oh, because you had been in business for 11 years, getting work over that time before everybody started getting into marketing and Facebook advertising and stuff. And now everybody finds everything on Google these days. They don't ask who you use and all this stuff. They do, but it's not as much as people going to Google and looking for the service they need, right? Right, just literally an hour ago, my wife got on Facebook and asked who in the area offers insurance. She didn't. That's the new word of mouth, Facebook. Being able to ask that question. A bunch of people load her up with comments, who they use, where they go. It's a different landscape, man, than freaking 2008 when you first started. Right? It's a different time. And this guy doesn't understand that. He cannot compute it. Either he's not capable of that, or I don't know, man. I told Aaron I wasn't going to watch it. I'm done watching this guy, but
let's jump on over to the man.
It's just content at this point.
When I bought the Bobcat,
this dude making a fool of himself.
I paid cash up front for it. I had all 20,000 of my dollars back in the bank within 8 months. I bought.
Oh, 8 months now. All right, now it's 8 months. Sounds like you're just coming up with these numbers. So you made $2,500 a month with the Bobcat. And wait, let's do some math here.
The Bobcat in November.
You bought it in November.
And I had all my money back before the lawn started in May.
In May, November, December. Okay, that's 1 month. January, February, May. So you did that in 4 months. So, dude, you was making $5K a month back in 2019, 2020 when COVID happened. All right.
And some.
Oh.
And I'm learning how to. I had to buy an equipment trailer. $6,500 a week.
All right, then he had to buy an equipment trailer, $6,500. All right, you heard him.
Cash.
All right. What was your living situation back then?
I had work lined up for the Bobcat. It ain't worth a damn if I got a Bobcat. I ain't got no work lined up for it. I wouldn't have done it. I would have never bought one.
Okay.
I would have bought something else.
Oh, you would have bought something else.
Now let's go on to the man lift. Well, the man lift, I paid $17K for it. Money that I made with the Bobcat, and turned around.
Wait a minute. And then some, $17K. So, whoa. So, and then some. I don't know what and then some means, but you had to buy a $17,000 man lift and a $6,500 trailer after the Bobcat. So, after the Bobcat worked that you said you had your money back in the bank from, which really that's not how that works, you had to spend another $23,500. Okay. You made $40-something thousand within 4 months? Dude, why are you making YouTube videos? What in the world?
And then, shoot, the man lift, I probably made...
If you're living debt-free and you're buying stuff with cash making that kind of money, so you're making, Jesus, if you're making... that and then whatever it takes for you to live and pay your living expenses, you've got to be making like 30, 40K a month. What's solo? What in the world? Times that by 12. So you're telling me solo, you're making around $360,000. I don't believe that for a second. There is a cap to what a man can do.
I probably made over $100,000 with it.
Especially with low-end margin services like lawn mowing, okay? Why do you think I make all my money from Christmas lights with like in between 50 to 70% profit margin per job?
Over the course of time that I've had that I had the Bobcat T190, what did I do? Oh, I got my money back in the bank. I bought a man lift, and then I was able to do more work, bank more money, and then go buy a Kubota, put $45,000 cash down.
Oh my gosh, dude. So you're saying within the span of 6 months, you spent well over $100,000? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, you need to watch what numbers you're throwing out here.
He's never even seen $45,000
Okay.
in cash. He wouldn't even know how to act to put that much money down on a skid.
I wouldn't put that down on a skid because I don't need a skid right now. You understand? And if that's all I had in the freaking bank, I definitely wouldn't put it down. It would sit right there in the bank. It would go into a high-yielding savings account, and part of it would go into my tax savings account. You don't just keep spending money. Yeah, I would love to see this guy's cash flow situation.
That's dumb, Ray. Why the fuck would you do that? Well, because I had proven that I can make money with the Bobcat T190. I had proven that. So I got my 20 grand back, and then a couple $100,000 over the course of the 3 or 4 years that I had it. And I'm learning the whole time. Learning. And then I buy a man lift. Learning. Get my money back on the man lift. Now I'm using the man lift paid for. The Bobcat T190 paid for. Now all that money I'm making with that is I'm still hustling. Yeah, I just ain't got no interest payments. I ain't got no payments. I'm still hustling though. Then all of a sudden, wow, I got 45 grand I can let go of and be great with it. Oh, and get this, I still got the T190
I've got a 1.5X is talking. He's just too slow.
that I sold for $17,000 the very next day. Buying equipment, and then all this talk about who buys equipment and not having no work for. But you're not a hustler. You're not. I'm a hustler. I'm predicting the future before it happens. You don't do that.
Wait a minute. I'm not predicting the future. I'm not a hustler. Yet, I am paying for the future all throughout my first year and doing work to win in year 2 and beyond. But I'm not a hustler, and I'm not predicting the future. How can you predict the future, dude? I can make an educated guess and look at the data and look at what can possibly happen, but you never know. There could be a crash that happens tomorrow. You can't just be like, well, I'm going to predict the future, and I'm going to go out here and buy a $45,000 piece of equipment, and then I'm going to make my money back in 3 months, even though I have no work lined up for it. What are we even talking about?
I mean, it's just common sense to a guy like me.
It's common sense to a guy like you. Man, I wish we all thought that way. What? You know what I'm saying?
You start off with a push mower. You use that money to buy a riding mower. You use that money to buy a homeowner zero-turn mower. Then you use that money to buy a commercial zero-turn mower. Then you buy 2 commercial zero-turn mowers. Then you buy 3. And then you use that money to buy a Bobcat. And then you use that money to buy whatever you think you might need. Because by this time,
Okay, by that time, it's 11 years. It's been a decade, my man, if you do it that way. This guy doesn't understand. Dude started in 2008, probably went that path if he's saying it, and that path can work, just like I said. But you're going to grow, just ever so slowly, barely adding a customer or 2 at a time. Meanwhile, you got to stay at the job you're at, if you are at a job. If not, then good luck. I hope your living expenses are $400 a month. Again, 2008 expenses to live compared to 2026 expenses to live with groceries and everything, how high they are. I'm not complaining about it. You just got to make more money. But this guy doesn't understand. Yeah, you can take a decade to do that, but why do that when you can spend money on marketing and take it from a decade? And I should be in his spot within 3 to 5 years. by paying for it, maybe even less. We'll see what happens. Would I have got as many of the Crystal Lights customers as I've had since I started doing it with the pressure washing business and just building that client list over time? No. Your first year Christmas lights, when you first start doing it, you might get 10, even with spending marketing dollars. You have to realize that, yeah, this guy's saying buy equipment, don't spend money on marketing, but it's going to take you from 2008 to 2019 to get to that point. And I don't believe he's making $400,000 a year solo with one helper here and there if they stay around. I'm sorry, just by how he talks and acts. When $1,700 is a problem and you're talking about, this guy ain't never seen $45,000 cash. Why is $1,700 for an electrician a problem? It shouldn't be a problem. I guarantee the reason why he did your electrical work is because you gave him a hard time the whole time. I know Ray's type of person very well, and that's probably why I get under his skin so bad, because I hit his ego a lot.
You're educated in what you're doing and what makes the most money. Why did you pick out to buy a man lift? Because I knew that I could make money with it, because I had, like I said, over $10,000 or $15,000 worth of work lined up with a man lift before I ever bought it.
Dang.
I wouldn't have had that work if I hadn't been on the jobs with the Bobcat.
Okay.
He doesn't understand stepping up.
No, I understand stepping up, but it shouldn't have to take you 11 years to do that. It doesn't have to. If you use all the tools in today's time at your disposal, it doesn't have to take you 11 years to get to that point. I mean, he likes to refer Mike Andes. Look at Mike Andes, man. He has a video series where he started 3 new locations at the same time and grew them to 6 figures. Now, I don't have that much money in those systems that he has at my disposal to be able to grow 3 different locations to $100,000 in a year that fast, because he's franchising and all that stuff. But this dude he likes watching him, but when just a dude comes on the scene, and I've done what I've said, year 2, I am ranking number 1 in the online positions. So when the spring rush comes around, my phone is going to be lit up on fire. I'm going to be using if I miss their calls, they're going to go to a CallRail answering service, and the call will not be missed, and we'll be able to get their information, and then I can call them right back from my end, or they can get the quote from the answering service. That's how I'm going to counteract that. And I've got my one employee, my boy Nate, and we slay the grass, and he helps on Christmas lights and stuff like that. This guy just doesn't want to, I don't know, smell the roses, I guess. I don't understand. I think what it is it took him, at that point in time, 2019 was his 11th year being able to do this stuff that he's saying that he's doing, making, $360,000, $400,000 a year solo, not being able to keep employees, all that good stuff, not paying them via Venmo, and not actually, having workers' comp and all that good stuff. But this guy sees someone like me and the want to and the grit to do it, that he is it's attacking his whole theme of everything he preaches is what it is. That's what it is. He doesn't like me being on here talking. He doesn't like it. So he's attacking me constantly, because $1,700 for electrical is too much for him with an electrician. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Oh, before I end the video, I'm not going to watch the whole video because this recording's 30 minutes, and I got stuff to do. I got to put this together and upload it and all that stuff. Before I go in the house, inspection went great. We had a few small little things like replacing some stuff in the shower and stuff like that. Like 2 things. But now we're waiting on the appraisal this next week, and this house right here, it will have new owners, and I will no longer have the key to it. So ready for it, ready to get this truck rolling, ready to get moved, and ready to begin the mowing season. We'll probably be moved out, I would say, by at least February. If they do appraisal next month and everything goes good, I'll be out February, be moving. I will get a small storage unit more than likely to put the mower and stuff, and get a trailer spot and all that good stuff at that storage place, and then we'll hit the ground running, man. This is the last video I'll make about Ray's Lawn and Landscape. What a way to start off the year, man. Like I said, this guy cannot stand, like he just can't, like if he thinks I'm going to fail, let me fail. But what's going to happen is, and what I believe is going to happen, because I have the will and the want to do so, and the capability, in my opinion, to do so, is I'm going to do what I say, like I have been doing what I've said, and he's going to be able to watch it, and he's going to continue to make non-direct content toward me, at least 1 to 2 videos a month, if you did, just crazy, and he's going to get to watch it. I'm going to be able to grow at a much faster pace than he was able to grow in his tenure. You see what I'm saying? And he don't like that. A couple of his commenters don't like that. They don't like that. They're like, I wasn't able to do that, so you're not able to do that. That's what it comes down to. It comes down to, because I wasn't able to do it, you can't do it. That's what it comes down to. But I'm going to tell you, for those that watch me and aren't watching me to keep up with me and hate on me, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it in half the time that a lot of these old dudes did it. Because we live in the freaking information age. You've got information at your fingertips. You've got just so many tools that you can use today. It's never been easier to start and crush in a business. It's never been easier, because all the older businesses are not, they're slower to the curve to adopt this stuff and do this stuff. And what's going to happen is 5 more years from now, we'll see if Ray's still around or if his customers are going. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. Don't listen to all these dudes out here. I don't care what they say. They don't know what they're talking about. The cost of living is way more than it was in 2008, even 2019. Price of equipment is doubled, if not tripled, since in just the past 6 years. I don't want to hear people that started in the 2000s telling me that I can't do what I'm doing in 2026. I don't want to hear it. You know why? Because it's a different time. It is literally almost 20 years later. Technology has advanced. You've got multiple avenues of marketing that you can do to get customers. You can grow the slow way like they did and take 11 years to get your first Bobcat at whatever he said, $20,000. You can do that, but you don't have to. All right. So I'm going to edit this up. We'll see y'all in the next one. Again, this is the last bullcrap video for me. I can't and I'm not watching his content no more. He will be a miserable man when he finally decides to hang it up. He'll be a miserable man. You know, I see it. I can just see it, you know. And I'm going to be doing my thing. I'm going to be hopefully farming come summer. I'm going to have bees. I'm going to have a garden going. And this guy's going to be constantly complaining, constantly, if I post YouTube content, constantly making content about it. And this guy's just not, he's not going to be happy in his later years of life. And he's going to have many regrets. I can tell. Peace out.